And I'm going to Arizona to talk to Vernon Parker, who is running for Arizona's new 9th district. Mr. Park, welcome to the program.
Hey, Lars, thanks for having me, my friend. I really appreciate it. You're awesome, by the way.
I think I called you Parker, and I shouldn't have done that. It's Park.
No, Parker's right.
Okay, then I did. I got it right the first time. Former special assistant to George Herbert Walker Bush, a president I admired, despite the no new taxes stuff. And you're the former mayor of Paradise Valley, Arizona.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Now running for Arizona's 9th congressional district. We're in a real tough fight here against someone who has called themselves a Prada socialist, whatever that means, and she's actually signed a communist manifesto before. And she's also said this, Lars. She said that stay-at-home moms are leeches off of their husbands and boyfriends.
Holy cow!
Yeah, and can you imagine that someone with all of these views would even be considered to go to the House of Representatives?
No, I can't. Anywhere. Not to the U.S. House, not to the State House. It doesn't make any sense.
Not to the outhouse. I'm telling you. I mean, this is just incredible. But she has a lot of support from a lot of special interest groups like the unions and the Emily's List and all these other folks. And Nancy Pelosi's also fortified her campaign war chest. But you know what? We're going to win this thing. We're having fun, and we're going to get it done.
All right. Now, let me roll off a set of facts that people around the country may not be aware of. One, you're black. Two, you're not making race an issue in this political race. But three, they're saying that you're racially insensitive?
Well, here's what happened. The Democrats, they rolled out a mail piece against me, several mail pieces, and they made me about 4 or 5 shades darker. They made my eyes extremely white, and they made my teeth so white that I won't have to go to one of those bleaching things anymore. And here's the other thing, Lars. If I didn't know that I was black 3 days ago or sometime last week, I know it now. I mean,
holy cow! They did an OJ on you. If you're old enough to remember when Time or Newsweek did that to OJ. What in the world brought that on, and how did they justify that?
Well, here's the thing. You know, what I really want to talk about in this campaign are, I want to talk about jobs. I want to talk about the future of this country. I want to talk about meaningful health care reform. But what they decided to do was to introduce race into the equation. Now, had they done this to Barack Obama, there would be protests all across the country. People would be standing arm in arm from California to New York singing Kumbaya. But if you are a conservative African American, you cannot be a Republican. It just does not matter. The marketplace of free ideas does not exist. And if people really want to see what I look like, just go to vernonparker.com and you'll get a real photograph of me. But it's just disgraceful. And I will beat them on the issues and talk about sound fiscal principles to bring this country back. They can do what they want, but we will remain firm and make sure that this country gets back on the right track.
Well, you remember that like Ann Coulter says, not every member of the Democrat Party in the South was a member of the Klan, but every member of the Klan was a Democrat. Maybe, they just figure that if you're a black politician running for office, they own you, and if you decide to not follow and be a Democrat, you decide to do what your heart takes you to and your head takes you to, then they figure that you're not going with the program. It's very insulting that they would just figure, well, you have to be a Democrat. You're a black politician. You basically belong to the Democrat Party.
Well, that's absolutely right. And this country is so great. I was raised by my grandmother in an area that was replete with drugs, gangs, and violence. The famed rapper Snoop Dogg lived around the corner. And, and the welfare system was so prevalent, it was Pavlovian. People would wait for the 1st and 15th to collect their checks. And my grandmother taught me a very basic principle. That was that work hard, you can be whatever you want to be, And that is what we have lost today. I'm not talking about giving away Obama phones and all this stuff. I'm talking about hard work, coming back, putting people back to work, the middle class back to work. But you're right. If you are not in lockstep with the Democratic Party, African Americans are some of the few people who cannot be Democrats and Republicans. So we will change that and make sure that we join the strong folks who are there already.
Well, I'll tell you what, you mentioned Snoop Dogg. You see that he's been sounding off politically, too, lately, haven't you?
Well, God bless him, but, I think the best thing that we can do is to make sure that we put people back to work. And how do you do that? We have the highest corporate income tax in the world. We have a regulatory system that is run amok, where small businesses, they are doused with basically uncertainty. And we have to stop our nation's largest export. That's jobs. And we must make sure that we get away from the mentality that government is the solution. As you know, if you go on my website, again, vernonparker.com, you will see where I say the quote that I love the best from the great President Ronald Reagan, where he says that we are a nation with the government, not the other way around. And that's what we have to get back to.
Mr. Parker, I wish you well. I want people to go to your website, check out what you stand for and what you do for the state of Arizona. And we look forward to, we look forward to seeing you in the United States Congress.
Well, God bless you, and thank you for being a strong voice and carrying the message and keeping the folks straight, okay?
Congratulations for keeping your head about you when these people are acting like nitwits. I really appreciate your approach to this.
You know what? We're just having fun, and we're going to go to Congress, and we'll laugh all the way.
Absolutely. Vernon Parker running for the new 9th District in Arizona to represent Arizona to the United States Congress. It's 16 minutes after the hour. Your phone calls and emails coming up next. If you want to